The world's tallest mountain ranges form when pieces of Earth's crust called plates smash against each other in a process called plate tectonics, and buckle up like the hood of a car in a head-on collision. The Himalaya in Asia formed from one such massive wreck that started about 55 million years ago. 30 of the world's highest mountains are in the Himalaya. The summit of Mount Everest, at 29,035 feet, is the highest point on Earth. The tallest mountain measured from top to bottom is Mauna Kea, an inactive volcano on the island of Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean. Entomology is the study of insects and encompasses the biological, agricultural, and environmental sciences related to insects and their interaction with humans and other organisms. Entomologists make contributions to such diverse fields as agriculture, chemistry, biology, animal health, molecular science, and forensics. Human osteology is the science that deals with human skeleton recovery and interpretation. Osteological work is often aimed at the identification of the relatively recently deceased and is usually done in a legal context. This work pertains to the public forum, most often a court of law, is called forensic osteology, a division of forensic anthropology. The other two contexts in which human osteological knowledge is commonly applied are historical. The geneticist Barbara McClintock once said of her research, "I was just so interested in what I was doing I could hardly wait to get up in the morning and get at it." One of my friends, a geneticist, said I was a child, because only children can't wait to get up in the morning to get at what they want to do. Anyone who has experienced the childlike wonder evoked by observing or understanding something that no one has ever observed or understood before will recognize McClintock's enthusiasm. Capsules are a convenient way to give powdered herbs because they conceal unpleasant tastes or textures. A drawback is that even large capsules can only hold 300 to 600 milligrams of powdered herb, which means that sometimes many capsules need to be taken to achieve adequate doses. Capsules containing herbal formulations are subject to the same limitation of flexibility as tablet formulations. Single herbs in capsules do confer prescription flexibility, since one merely prescribes each of the required herbs in capsule form. For centuries Paris has been one of the world's most important and attractive cities. It is appreciated for the opportunities it offers for business and commerce, for study, for culture, and for entertainment. Its gastronomy, haute couture, painting, literature, and intellectual community especially enjoy an enviable reputation. Its sobriquet, the City of Light, earned during the Enlightenment, remains appropriate, for Paris has retained its importance as a center for education and intellectual pursuits. Waiters or waitresses are responsible for taking orders and serving food and beverages to guests. They play an important role in guest satisfaction as they are also responsible for checking on customers to ensure that they are enjoying their meals and take action to correct any problems. Next, outline the required and preferred skills for your position. This may include education, previous job experience, certifications and technical skills.
In order to find the origins of the athletics, we would have to go very far back in history, because athletics is one of the world's oldest sporting events. In fact, Olympic Games as we know it today developed from the ancient track and field events that were being held in ancient Greece. However, some historians trace the origins of the athletics back to 10th or even 9th century BC. Scholars have almost uniformly credited Americans with the creation of the Joker card, and for good reasons. Although some authors assert that the Joker first appeared in the card game of poker, most maintain that it was first invented for the game of euchre mid-1850s. At that time, card manufacturers were including an extra blank card in their decks of 52, and the Joker card found a use as the third and best bower in euchre. cytokinin, any of a number of plant hormones that influence growth and the stimulation of cell division. Cytokinins are synthesized in the roots and are usually derived from adenine. They move upward in the xylem and pass into the leaves and fruits, where they are required for normal growth and cell differentiation. Cytokinins also act in conjunction with auxin to retard senescence, which, at least in its early stages, is an organized phase of metabolism and not just a breakdown of tissue. Mouthwash is one method of maintenance of oral health care. Use of mouthwash effectively reaches the inaccessible areas that are difficult to clean with a toothbrush and can prevent plaque and caries formation. The liquid mouthwash used to rinse the oral cavity has a number of objectives, such as protecting against pathogenic bacteria, removing bad odors, having therapeutic effects, and eliminating infection or preventing dental caries. Wave propagation is considered in multidimensional reciprocal space. For the first Rayleigh-Sommerfeld diffraction integral, the propagating field can be represented by homogeneous and inhomogeneous components. These add up to give a propagating component on a hemispherical surface in reciprocal space, and an evanescent component that lies totally outside the corresponding sphere. Many examples exist in nature: people walking on a soft bridge, the flapping of a group of birds, cardiac pacemakers, turbine rotor blades, similar machines in a production line, etc. In this type of systems, the individual elements are very similar, but they are mounted on relatively soft structures. Therefore, according to the type of structure and the connection among them, we can identify two types of synchronization: slave-master synchronization or structural synchronization. Tongue scraping is a method of cleaning the tongue using either a special device or a toothbrush. Some people believe that using a tongue scraper can improve oral hygiene and reduce the risk of bad breath, or halitosis. The main reason why most people use a tongue scraper is to prevent bad breath. Tongue scraping aims to remove odor-causing substances called volatile sulfur compounds.
The biggest reason you should consider a study abroad program is the opportunity to see the world. By studying abroad, you will experience a brand new country with incredible new outlooks, customs and activities. The benefits of studying abroad include the opportunity to see new terrains, natural wonders, museums and landmarks of your host nation. In addition, when you're abroad, you won't be limited to traveling in just the nation in which you are studying. You can see neighboring countries as well. Computer hardware engineers help to accelerate new computer technology by creating advancements in computer hardware. They develop computer systems and equipment such as circuit boards, routers, processors, and memory devices. Computer hardware engineers analyze complex equipment to determine the best way to improve it, and design new types of information technology devices. By using cryptographic systems, the sender can first encrypt a message and then pass on it through the network. The receiver on the other hand can decrypt the message and restore its original content. Plain text can be text, binary code, or an image that needs to be converted into a format that is unreadable by anybody except those who carry the secret to unlocking it. It refers to the original unencrypted or unadulterated message that the sender wishes to send. During the process of encryption, plain text get converted into a rushed format. The resulting format is called the ciphertext. Typically, floral designers earn more for original creations, though the demand is much less due to both the cost of original designs and the availability of a wide variety of pre-existing designs. Though many floral designers work in retail, some become so knowledgeable and passionate about plant care that they are able to transition to working in a wholesale capacity. Wholesale florists operate business-to-business organizations in which they grow plants specifically for retail floral shops. In addition, they may create pre-designed floral arrangements that are dispersed to convenience stores. Multilingual people are better at observing their surroundings. They can easily detect anything that is irrelevant or deceptive. They're also better than their monolingual peers at identifying misleading information. While learning a new language sharpens the mind, it's also causing it to literally grow. A 2014 study titled Age of Language Learning Shapes Brain Structure found that cortical thickness, which is generally associated with higher intelligence, of the bilingual brain is only altered when language learning occurs later in life, after developing proficiency in the first language. Hyperactivity is a state of being unusually or abnormally active. It's often difficult to manage for people around the person who's hyperactive, such as teachers, employers, and parents. If you have hyperactivity, you may become anxious or depressed because of your condition and how people respond to it. Hyperactivity is not easily defined. It often depends on the observer. Behavior that seems excessive to one person may not seem excessive to another. But certain children, when compared to others, are clearly far more active. This can become a problem if it interferes with schoolwork or making friends.